All right, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome to this channel. My name is Jon Fibonacci, and this video is the worst advice on Fintwit, right? Financial Twitter, X, right? So listen, I've been mentoring for a long time, probably like 6-7 years at this point, and I've seen a lot of bad trading advice, or, you know, some people claim that it's not advice, but they share stuff anyway, right? This is some of the worst that I've seen in probably the last 6 or 7 months or so. All right. So the reason that we're doing this, man, is because I know I joke about Twitter all the time. I joke about how you should stay off of it. And this is exactly why. All right. So strap in, because there's some serious fucked up ass shit in here. All right. Let's get into it. All right, first up, let me make my camera smaller so that way we can see everything. All right, it's ironic. If you're only in trading for the money, you'll never end up making money from trading. Okay, so why else do people trade if not for the money? For fun? For the sport? For what? We all trade to make money. So if that's... You know, this person is saying if you're only in it for the money, you'll never end up making money. That's absolutely wrong and utterly ridiculous. Over 100 likes. Wow. All right. Amateurs focus on finding the perfect entry. Professionals focus on managing risk. Why can't you have both? Amateurs focus on finding the perfect entry. You can tell this person has never had a perfect entry. You can tell. Right? You can tell this person is frustrated with their entries because they're complaining, saying, oh, only an amateur focuses on finding the right entry. A professional can do both. A professional can find a good entry and manage risk. What are you talking about? 95 likes, 9 saves. Why would you save that? The day you blow your account and don't cry or feel broken, that's the day you become a professional trader. You don't become a professional the day that you blow your account, right? Okay. If you're blowing your account, you're anything but a professional. If anything, you're a professional retard because you're not managing risk. So what do you mean you become a professional trader? That makes absolutely no sense. I'm sure a bunch of, I don't even know what they were saying in the comments. 141 likes, 5 saves. This stuff gets more engagement than I do. That's wild. All right. Next up, stop trading that demo account. It's wasting your time and derailing your progress and creating an illusion inside you. Believe me, when it's a live account, it's different. You'll discover your true self. Now, some part of that is true, right? When it's a live account, there is difference between that and demo, and you will discover your true self. That part is true. But to say that trading demo is wasting your time and derailing your progress, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. If you're a beginner trading demo, you have to learn how to read price. You have to learn how to execute. You have to learn how to manage risk and stuff like that. And to say that trading demo is a waste of time, that's wrong. 448 likes, 22 saves. Come on. This is one of the worst ones too. Bro to bro. You'll become profitable if you stop chasing risk to reward ratio. Good morning. Good morning. Bro to bro. You should think about what you're going to tweet, and you should read your tweet before you hit the send button, because what the fuck is this? You'll become profitable if you stop chasing RR. Bro, RR is part of risk management, right? It's part of good money management. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, stuff like that. Trading without an RR, come on, 229 likes, 3 saves by the time that I caught the screenshot. This wasn't all that long ago either. Come on. Biggest misconception in trading, that more discipline equals more profits. We're already starting off with the fuckery. First 2 lines, we're already deep in the fuckery bucket. Truth is, no one needs discipline to do what they love. At that point, I'm not even finished reading it. At that point, you just know this person's trolling. You know that they're trolling. They're not even being serious. So it's not even worth it to even continue. Right? We'll continue anyway. You don't have a discipline problem? Yes, you do. You have a strategy you hate executing. That's a discipline problem. Again, or maybe they just don't speak very good English and I'm being an asshole about it. But let's just move on. Avoiding lower time frame might not seem cool, but it's the only way to avoid blowing your accounts. That's fucking wrong. Choose quality over quantity. Now that I can agree with, right? Quality over quantity, no issues there. I can definitely agree with that. But to say avoiding lower time frames is the only way to avoid blowing your account, that's wrong. Okay? Price is fractal. So what happens on small time frames happens on medium and large time frames. So this person's absolutely wrong. 327 likes, 14 saves, 24 retweets on some dumbass shit like that. Most important lesson I've learned in the last month or two. Okay. The most important lesson. What is it? Psychology is not 95% of the game. Psychology is the entire game. Okay, so you don't need a strategy and you don't need risk management then. You can just out-psych a bad strategy and you can out-psych bad risk management. All right. Without the ability to step away, you are playing with borrowed money and it will be taken away from you eventually. First of all, why the fuck are you writing this like a poem? I'm like getting a fucking brain aneurysm trying to read this shit. But let's talk about the content. Psychology is the entire game. That's wrong. Okay. There's what's called the successful traders trio. It's not something that I created. That's what I named it to give it a name. But if you ever read Street Smarts by, I think it's Linda Raschke and Lawrence Connors, there's a section in there. And it was either Larry Williams or someone else that had quoted the the Jack Wizard New Market Wizards books, right? Market Wizards and the New Market Wizards books. And they say that there's three things to becoming a successful trader. Number one is your strategy. Number two is your risk management. And number three is psychology. So you need all three of those things to be successful. So to say psychology is the entire game is wrong. That's absolutely wrong. 100 likes, 18 saves. Horrible. Pulling trades early or late is the worst thing you can do. Okay. It doesn't even give you a win rate in relation to a specific RR. It's messing up all your statistics. Okay, so why did I say this? So this person is more focused on statistics than winning, right? Stat padding. Who are you, Angel Reese? The fuck is this? Pulling trades early or late is the worst thing you can do. No, it's not. If you pull a trade early, right, and you're securing profit, or maybe the trade hasn't hit TP and you have to close because you have a funded account or you don't want to hold over the weekend or something, so you pull the trade. That's fine, right? What are you trying to boost your stats for in your statistics? What is that for? Okay? Unless you're like in professional sports, you don't need to stat pad your trading statistics. And that's what this person got wrong. That's why I screenshotted this, because this is bullshit. 116 likes, 10 saves. We got to do better. All right, this one's a little bit longer. This person said, you must understand open, high, low, close, or the open, low, high, close, because it is fundamentally how price moves. So far, so good. Open, high, low, close, bearish candlestick, right. Open, high, low, and then closes off the low. Makes sense. The inverse, open, low, high, close, bullish candlestick, no problem. So far, we're pretty good here. We're pretty good. A candle opens, manipulates, distributes, and then closes. Price over time. Okay, so not every candle's manipulation. Not every single candle's manipulation. Open, manipulation. Close. Open, manipulation. No, that's not at all how that works. Not every single candle. Now, I'll give this person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were talking about the daily or the weekly time frame. It's possible. It's possible. But to signify that every candle has an open and manipulation is absurd. 200 likes, 61 saves. Wow. You're not bad at trading. You're just bad at discipline. No, if you don't have discipline, you're going to be bad at trading. So yes, by lack of discipline, you're going to be bad at trading. 165 likes, 12 saves. Again, I can't make this shit up. These are actual tweets from actual people. Hot take, journaling is unnecessary. Now, I know who said this. I'm not going to say her name, but she, in my opinion, she doesn't give women like a good look, bro. Okay? A lot of, and I hate to say this, I really do, because it makes me sound sexist, but a lot of women grow in the gaming industry and in the trading industry and the streaming industry for the wrong reasons. Okay? This is clickbait. It's engagement, right? She's engagement farming. She knows that journaling is necessary, but she says stuff like that because look at the comments, 115 comments, right? 400 something likes, 20 saves. Those comments right there, that's why she's doing that. So she's growing her following, you know, through exposure and stuff like that, and not by trading skill. That's the issue that I have. You know what I mean? So again, you know, it pains me to, like, I guess, what is it? What's the right word? I don't want to sound like a hater, right? But it's like, bro, if you build your brand on stuff like this, I just don't think that's the right way to build your brand. You should build it on skill, not through engagement farming, but whatever. Moving on. I think we did that one already. All right, let's see what this one says. Y'all don't really want success. I can crack through your whole fake persona by one little question. Okay. Sure. Did you do the best you could? None of you could answer yes, because otherwise you'd be where you want to be in life. That's false. And if you say yes while coping, check your bank balance, LOL. Okay. So to be fair, I'm not sure if this person was talking about trading or anything else. I honestly don't know, because a lot of these just come from like the For You page. I don't follow a lot of these people. You can clearly see why. Okay. Putting out all this bullshit. I don't want to read that. So there's two things wrong with this. Number one, even if you did your best, that doesn't mean you would be where you want to be in life. Okay. Effort does not equal, you know, where you want to be. That's logically, that's bullshit. That doesn't even make sense. So, and then check your bank balance. So rich people can be unsuccessful too. I can have a lot of money in the bank and still not be where I want to be. So again, this is just stupid ass shit. 66 likes, 16 saves. Come on. You won't avoid losses by studying more or ignoring risk. You can definitely learn how to lose less. So you won't avoid all losses, but you can avoid losses by picking more quality setups. So they're kind of half right, half wrong here. Worth a comment though. You won't avoid losses by studying more. Actually, you can. Not all of them, but you can avoid losing more. Okay. So whatever. All right. Oh, I already know why. I already know why I screenshot this one. This person said the best trader psychology book you can read is your journal. If you don't journal, start today. Now I can agree with this person by saying, if you don't journal, start today. I 100% agree with that. If you don't journal, start. Do it. Absolutely. Get a cheap notebook or an expensive one, or even like a leather journal. Go for it. Please do it. But to say the best psychology book you can read is your journal, I don't think that's true. Okay. The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and there's some other, you know, good reads as well. I won't even put them in the description because I don't even care if you go and buy them or not. But that's bullshit. All right. Those are the best trading psychology book. Well, I mean, they founded the whole trading psychology industry, but whatever. I won't keep pushing. I don't want to make this video too long. Unpopular point of view. As intermediate trader, stop teaching your friends how to trade. Focus on yourself. So I agree with this for the most part, but there's a little bit of me that says you retain information and you do learn a lot by teaching other people how to do stuff. So as an intermediate trader, should you be a mentor? Probably not. But could you teach your friends a few things as an intermediate trader? I think you definitely could. So if there's at least, I guess, one tweet that maybe may not have made this list, it'd probably be this one. So this one's not terrible. We've seen some pretty fucking awful tweets in this video so far. This one I would say is probably the least bad. This one's actually halfway decent. So not too bad. All right, here we go. Now we're back at the fuckery again. This person says, going into 2025, stop believing that market makers are hunting your stop loss. Market is too big to care about your stop. That's absolutely false. There are people sitting in prison right now because of market manipulation. Number two, George Angel was a floor trader for the S&P in the 1970s, 1980s, if I'm not mistaken. A floor trader who openly wrote a book, Winning in the Commodities Market, and I think it's like page 90 or right around there. He talks about how the floor traders would hunt for stops. They would hunt for your stop loss. And if you've ever been in a trade and you got stopped out and the market just so happened to reverse after that, that's proof that the markets are manipulated. So this person is absolutely 100% wrong. People sit in jail because of this exact reason. Okay, go look. I'll even post the link in the comment. Go look at the top comment. I'll prove it to you. This person is retarded. 949 likes by the time that I found it. 52 saves. Bad information. Wrong information. This is why a lot of people never learn how to trade properly because of shit like this. Moving on. This one I actually commented on for whatever reason. The market isn't run by an algo. I believe it is. It's based on human behavior. Not entirely correct, partially correct. Feelings, greed, and fear. Its moves are results of buying and selling pressure. That's absolutely false. Market makers are just but humans. I mean, a market maker is human. I mean, that's correct. That's probably the only correct thing in this tweet. What did I say to that? If that was true, it would be unpredictable, meaning the markets would be unpredictable. Pressure doesn't move price at all. This is a facade, and why most people lose money trading. Misinformation like this is blasted everywhere. Yeah, exactly. So it's sad that people actually believe that, but whatever. Moving on. The 1 minute chart looks fun until you realize it's the highway to overtrading. No, it's not. If you don't have discipline, you might overtrade. Sure. If you disagree, you haven't been trading long enough. I've been in trading for 11 years. So I'm disagreeing with you. And, oh, there it is. I commented, it said, overtrading is a discipline problem, not a time frame problem. Yeah. That. What else do you want me to say to that? That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? If you can't handle small time frames, then I guess don't. But it's really a discipline thing, not a time frame thing. So. Moving on. All right, here's a pretty fucked up one. Babysitting a trade gives you a false illusion of control. No, it doesn't. Price won't move in your direction just because you're watching it. That's pretty much true because we don't control price. So I guess I can at least agree with that. Being glued to the chart highlights the outcome-based mentality traders often have. I would argue, at least the first point, babysitting a trade gives you a false illusion of control. No, it doesn't, because if you're babysitting a trade, if you're taking partials, if you're moving stops, that's being in control of your trade. And, you know, as it's pinning out in your favor, at least, or if it's not pinning out in your favor and you close, let's say at a break even or something, and then that trade happens to run to your stop, you did the right thing because you broke even on a trade that otherwise you would have lost, and that is in control. So, no, this person's not entirely correct. So that's probably why I highlighted this one. I don't use stop losses. That enough right there is enough to say that this person's probably a troll. Probably a troll. Or they trade with like 0.01s and don't use a stop. I guess I could see that, but to say you don't lose stop losses or that you don't use stop loss, come on, what is this 2015, 2016 all over again? All this bullshit. You can actually manage your trade without one and never blow your account. Okay, to some extent, that's pretty true. If you're in front of the chart and you're watching the trade, I can agree, sure. The problem is people don't have the discipline to close the trade where their stop basically would be. And that's why trading without a stop loss is dangerous for, I'd say, like 99.9% of traders. So there you go. I like to DCA. That's where you got me fucked up already. Dollar cost average, right? Never add to a losing trade. That's one of my 48 laws, but whatever. I like to dollar cost average at significant levels and average in as well as average out to ensure risk is low always. Well, trading without a stop loss is not low risk, but you know, what do I know? Stop losses are easily hit, forcing more fees and slippage. I guess, but that's kind of subjective because you can put your stop loss anywhere. I would say stop losses are easily hit if you put your stop close to the market, sure. But I don't know. Overall, this is just a bad tweet. Overall, this is not a good tweet. All right, this person said, I'd rather take a loss than see price hit break even and hit take profit. So that's just stupid. You would rather lose money than to break even. Do I even need to comment any further? Let's go to another one. Trading isn't about finding a great strategy. It's about having great emotional discipline. Again, this is wrong. If we're coming back to first principles, buy low, sell high, right? Having a great strategy. It is finding a great strategy. You need a great strategy, at least a winning strategy. So this person's absolutely wrong. 182 likes, 11 bookmarks. Sounds like a troll, but a lot of the times these people are actually serious. And it's just sad to see. Okay, moving on. Just shut up and trade. All right, shut up and dribble, right? No one is out hunting for your small ass stop loss. I already proved that is wrong. I've done it in other videos. I've done it in this video already too. Stop losses are absolutely hunted. So again, wrong. Let's see. The best traders don't predict the markets. Yes, they do. They react to it with discipline. Prediction is a fool's game. If prediction was a fool's game, I wouldn't be able to do it every week like I do on my live streams. So this person is retarded. 345 likes, 26 bookmarks, excuse me. So yes, I called out the low of the year to the day, right? So that's prediction. I do it all the time. You know what I mean? So I don't react. I do predict. So this is absolutely ass backwards, and their trading probably reflects. So maybe I'm wrong, but usually it does. All right. Next up, I don't know how many of these we have left. I feel like I've been doing this for a while. Person said, quote, learn from your losses. If you have a working edge, that statement is why you'll never be consistently profitable. Handshake. What is this person even saying? You're saying that somebody will not be consistently profitable because they want to learn from their losses? What type of logic is that? If you take a losing trade, you got to figure out what you got wrong. The market's never wrong. It's you and I who's wrong. And you have to learn from that. So again, maybe it's one of those people, again, I don't want to be an asshole. Maybe it's one of those people who doesn't understand English. Maybe English isn't their first language. So we'll cut them some slack here, but just a dumbass tweet. 121 likes. Dumbass tweet. Oh, I remember this one. This was a few months ago, about 8 months ago. And never let anyone tell you that you're on the wrong side of the market. The only right side of the market is the one within your plan that you built. Objective evidence has a positive expectancy of profitability. No, if you long and the market goes down, you're on the wrong side of the market. If you short and the market goes up, you're on the wrong side of the market. So you might be on the right side of your trade plan, but you're on the wrong side of the market. So just dumb shit. Just absolutely dumbass shit. Moving on. Graduating from the 1 minute time frame will literally solve 90% of your problem. I think they meant to say problems, but whatever. I don't have perfect English either. But no, again, price is fractal. There's nothing wrong with the 1 minute time frame. If you can't trade the 1 minute time frame, then you can't trade any time frame, to be honest. So be very careful of people who bitch about time frames because it's all fractal anyway. So if you can't trade one, you can't trade another. So 849 likes, 39 bookmarks on a tweet that says that says no gold trader is profitable with 1 minute and 5 minute time frames. Ask around. All right, so I'm not even going to show you the trades that I've taken on gold. So we'll just move on. But again, if you can't trade 1 minute and 5 minute time frames, you can't trade any time frames. So this person's probably just not profitable. They probably sell courses and shit, I'm guessing, but whatever. Moving on. 407 likes, 23 bookmarks on. Stop trying to win every trade. Start trying to survive every trade. No, that's such a fucked up mindset. This is such a scarcity mindset. Just try to survive. What the fuck is that? Stop trying to win every trade. Why the fuck do you trade then? What do you trade to lose? Why would you take a losing trade on purpose? Why would you try to do that? This is absolutely asinine. Asinine. This is fucking garbage. Stop trying to win every trade. Oh, well then don't even be a trader. Just go fucking clock in, bro. Just go get a 9 to 5 and fuck off. That's sounds like the remedy to that bullshit. Next up, the more you look at your trade, the worse it does. Not really. Okay, you don't influence the market, so the more you look at your trade doesn't mean that trade's going to go worse or not. So that absolutely makes no sense. If you're stop and take profit or set, just forget about it. No, don't forget about it. If you got to look at order flow, right? You got to look to see if bullish concepts are being respected or bearish concepts are being respected if you're short. Right? Or inversions, right? If your concept was once bearish and now you expect it to be bullish, how are you going to know if you just forget about it? What you should forget about is giving advice on Twitter, because this is stupid. This is 100% retard. Oh man, here's like one of the top 3 worst tweets of all I've seen on Twitter, financial Twitter, whatever it's called. You don't want to win big. What do we want to win small? What do you mean we don't want to win big? You want your wins to be sustainable and outpace the loss. Well, yeah, no shit. You want your wins to outpace the losses. No shit. With big wins. That's what trading is all about, a business. Right. So you do want to win big. What are you talking about? It literally says that right here. You do not want to win big. Asinine. And they get more likes than I do. That's crazy. Maybe I should just start posting dumb shit and I'll get more likes too. I don't know. All right, next up. Unpopular opinion. Advanced technical analysis is a waste. Yeah, no, it's not. Simple support and resistance and price action are good enough. I guarantee you don't get better entries and exits than I do. I can already guarantee that 100% right now. One of the most overrated things in trading is obsessing over sniper entry. Yeah, exactly. You bitch about sniper entries because you can't get them. You can't get them. That's why you complain about them. And it's okay. If this is your tweet and you're watching this video, just check out my channel. You'll get some sniper entries. Maybe you'll stop posting stupid ass shit like this. Focus your energy on risk management, discipline, and backtesting. Now that last part's not bad. Risk management, discipline, and some backtesting. Sure, I can agree with that. But you get retard for not wanting sniper entries. And again, just like the others, you complain about timeframes and entries because you just can't trade. Simple as that. Otherwise, you wouldn't say shit like that. There's no such thing as a mitigation block. They're all breakers. There is always SMT on one asset, making it a breaker. Okay. The function of a breaker or a mitigation is mitigation. It's for smart money to get out of a position that has been held too long and or to switch their position. So yes, there is such thing as a mitigation. Yep. And I've shown that on this channel too. I have the mitigation model. And that's exactly what that is. So this person talks like they know smart money concepts, but they don't. So that's sad to see. Next up, looking for sniper entries is one thing that kills most traders. Again, this person can't do it, so they're complaining about it. And you see a lot of that, right? People complain about what they can't do, and that's okay. Whatever. So, yikes. Moving on. Try everything. And again, with the poem shit, I don't understand why people do this. Try everything, indicators, price action, reading the stars. Who cares? You'll figure it out. And then I commented, terrible advice. That is terrible advice. Reading the stars, that's not going to help you learn how to trade. Reading the stars. This is absolutely stupid. It really is. And I get that some of these people have the right intentions, but this is just fucked. This is so bad advice. This is fucking terrible advice. They press send anyway. This might be one of the last ones. This was a double whammy. I got lucky and saw two just bad tweets right next to each other. Everything is a break and retest. Sorry, this person probably just a troll. Don't trade a bias, trade your system. Again, this person's probably just a troll. These two gentlemen, I'll put it to you that way. They're just trolling because they don't actually believe that. You can have a bias and trade that bias, or trade your system using a bias. So this person just stupid. And not everything's a break and retest. If it was that simple, then, you know, we wouldn't have the concepts that we do, and I wouldn't have 1,000 videos on this channel. So sorry. What you should be sorry for is this dumbass tweet. So, all right. And that's it, man. So look, hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. Maybe I made you smile. Maybe you laughed. I don't know. But if you had fun, drop a like. I'd greatly appreciate that. Or subscribe if you haven't hit the subscribe button just yet. All right. So with that being said, y'all be good. Be blessed. Please read your tweet before you send it out. Okay. And if you think that it's retarded or it may be retarded, just don't send it. All right. So with that being said, y'all be good. Be blessed. And I will see you in the next one.